And now for something completely different.
Master of the sun, memories falling on concrete, leaving all behind. Now you swear to be my enemy.
Hello and welcome to 2017. Here we are on Koh Phayam. We're going to go for a little wander and take you around the island, and later on we're going to go over here to the Hippy Bar.
Victim of your cause, I'm running in the dark, I venture into nothing. Gone into the night, won't you come and hold my
We're at Cha Chai Home and we're about to go in and have a vegan vegetarian lunch. I was studying massage in Chiang Mai, and a teacher that I liked from there was coming down to Koh Phayam to do a course here, and so I said, oh, well, I'll come with you and do the course in the island. And my credit card got cancelled, and I had to wait in the island much longer than I had planned to wait for my card to come from England to here. So I ended up stuck here for like 6 weeks, and I was only meant to be here a week, but anyway, 6 weeks was long enough to kind of, yeah, for
Fall
us
in
to,
love with the place.
Yeah, and with my husband.
We were actually recommended to come here by a thoroughbred Western Australian man who eats steaks for breakfast. Of all your dishes that you have, are there any that meat eaters find themselves eating and are pleasantly surprised by?
The burgers, I think, usually go down pretty well. I mean, we've had people that eat meat that say it's the best burger they've had, even compared to meat burgers. I'm not sure if that's true, but yeah, they're quite popular.
I had the cashew cheese and mushroom burger.
Yeah, which is a vegan one.
Yeah, so I was interested in this. So for those that don't know, one of the things that Koh Phayam is famous for is the cashews, the cashew trees. As you ride around on your scooter, you're driving through the rubber tree plantations and the cashew plantations. How do you make cashew cheese?
Just take the cashews and put them in a food processor with water and lemon. That's like a basic cashew cheese, and then for hours we also add shallots and garlic and black pepper and salt. It's pretty simple.
It's absolutely delicious.
Thank you.
It really, really is.
And it's like zero, like there's no extra fat other than the fat you get in the cashew nuts, so it's good for you as well.
So one of the other things is some of our Patreons we send out postcards to, and they at the restaurant here have these amazing postcards which we're going to send out from Koh Phayam. Can you just tell us a bit about who the artists are and what this is?
I'm the artist for
you are?
all of them, yeah.
Wow. They are beautiful. They
Thank
really
you.
are absolutely beautiful.
It's kind of a meditation to do it, you know.
Sure, yeah. Do any of them have specific stories or just...
Yeah, I mean, like these ones are from the island, you know, so it's meant to be all stuff that you find in the island. Like these ones, everything in it is
So we've got
from the island.
The hornbill, and of course we see these every day.
Yeah, yeah. And the crocodile is up on this north part of the island. There's a guy called Ajimpan. He has bungalows, Ajimpan bungalows. And after the tsunami, 3 crocodiles got washed up onto Koh Phayam from a crocodile farm where the walls were broken by the tsunami. And they swam to the island, and he caught one with his bare hands.
Really?
And then kept it under his house for years and years. It's gone now because it got too big. I think they gave it back to a crocodile farm or something, but it was there for many years. So the crocodile also is...
Has relevance.
Yeah, it's from the island. Used to be called Lucy the crocodile.
So if any of our patrons receive this one in particular, look out for Lucy the crocodile. For anyone that hasn't been to Koh Phayam and is planning to come, do come. because you will fall in love with it.
Yeah,
it
it's a
really.
good vibe.
I think it's probably our favourite place in Thailand. Certainly, it's one of our favourite anchorages in Thailand. And if you do find yourself here, come here. That really was a very delicious meal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we'd love to go back, but there is one problem. The weather. It's absolutely terrible, isn't
It's
it?
really bad. This is the fourth day. Lots of rain. Overcast we can sort of deal with, but it's the rain. It keeps us trapped on the boat. It's miserable. All the port lights are closed, the hatches. Millie's stuck downstairs, doesn't know what to do with herself. And it's wet.
It's horrible. Also, one of the problems is that because we have a lack of sun, we just don't have any power. We run the engine occasionally. We can't really run the petrol generator because it has to be outside and it's raining. And this does have an impact on our editing as well, which is really frustrating. So both Liz and I are trying to run laptops at the same time, and we're draining the battery. And so it does mean we might be slightly delayed with putting out those one-a-days possibly.
Yeah, we were hoping to start them next week, weren't we?
Yeah.
But I think it may be the week after. We've got a tropical cyclone developing at the moment in the Bay of Bengal. It was originally going to be on the west side of the Andamans, but it's now on the east side. And we've also got big weather coming across from the Gulf of Thailand, and we're sort of in the middle of it. Hence this very odd and unusual situation here with the 4 days of rain.
Yeah, and it's not just here, it's the whole of the west coast of Thailand that's been affected by it. We were told yesterday that Ranong, which is the big city just over the way there, is supposed to be the wettest city in Thailand, we were told. I don't know if that's true or not, but it isn't just this area, it's the whole area. And of course, we're now in the northeast monsoon, supposedly. We're supposed to have bright, sunny weather. And it's just preventing us from actually going out and recording. You know, we can't even jump ashore and go for a walk. The lighting's terrible. Anyway, we're not moaning and complaining. We're just trying
it's
to,
still nice.
You know, it's nice and cool. Just trying to explain that this does have an impact on our editing. So please,
and on our lives generally. I think people need to understand when you're on a yacht, power is paramount. If you're not getting that power, then it does limit what you can do.
I think we'll talk in more detail in a future episode about the power that we use and all the options, because it's an interesting subject. But unfortunately, because we rely on our solar panels, we just ain't getting it.
It seems quite sensible to kick off with one of the questions we've been asked a lot recently, and it concerns medical health. So it breaks down into three. What do we do in case of a medical emergency, and are there local facilities? Well, obviously it depends where you are. We're on Koh Phayam right now. I believe there is a doctor here, but on Phuket there are some state-of-the-art hospitals and there are plenty of doctors. So yeah, it's easy to get help here. When we move on, if we go somewhere like East Africa again, or if we go to Sumatra, which is what we're planning to do, we'll be very much on our own. So there, it is up to us to try and ensure that we don't have any medical emergencies. But if we do, we have first aid on board. The next one is, can yachties get international medical insurance? Yes, they can, and we do know of people who have this. We don't. We only have general repatriation and medical emergency cover for problems at sea through our yacht insurance. And finally, what do we do about vaccinations? Well, yeah, some of these countries we're in are full of all kinds of nasty diseases, so it really is very important that you check out before you get here exactly what those countries hold. So we've got all the vaccinations necessary to be in this part of the world. One thing, though, that is going to be very interesting is going into Sumatra, where they do have malaria. They have dengue here in Thailand, and really you can either take malarial tablets on a daily basis, which Jamie and I have tried before and hated, or you do the sensible thing and you try and prevent getting it in the first place. This is applicable to dengue as well. You cover up, you wear cream, you light coils.
closed. This is the posh part of town. Behind me is one of the most exclusive resorts on the island, and you can see at the moment the tide is up. You can see the tide's coming in underneath the bridge I'm standing on and into the mangrove swamps behind. Down there the road ends, and last year when I went up there on the bike, it was a single track off-road and there was nothing there. Last week when I went to visit it with my friend Phil, who came to stay, we went up there to find they have actually cut through and are preparing a new road. At the top is a very nice restaurant in the rainforest. Well, since we're lying horizontal, Liz, I have a question for you from Tony Kenyon off YouTube. And he says, my wife Tracy and I are new subscribers to your page. We have fallen in love with you too. I think he means you and Millie.
Yeah. Oh, no.
We're planning a life aboard and have a number of worries. One of which is, will we get bored on the boat?
That's an interesting question. It was something we were asked, wasn't it, when we first started? What do you do all day? What do you find to do? Isn't it boring? Well, my mum always said to me, if you're bored, you're boring. So the answer is, there's so much to do that I don't think you can get bored. Just basic daily things of keeping the boat going and maintenance, those things keep you occupied, certainly.
Of course they do, yeah.
And also remembering that anything you do does take twice as long on a boat. So if you want to go and do some shopping, you've got to get in the dinghy, you've got to get to shore, tie the dinghy up, go and find somewhere, get to the supermarket, bring it back, put it in the dinghy. You know, it's not just nip round the corner to the supermarket in your car.
Well, take Gus going to Ranong to do some shopping. Yeah. That's a whole day trip, and we ended up with 8 pieces of cheese and a loaf of bread.
Yeah, it was a good day.
You definitely can't get bored. There's so many things that you can do, and not just, you know, pursuing interests that you already have, but finding new ones as well. For example, stargazing at night, you know, simple apps you can get for your phone, and you can spend hours in the cockpit with a pair of binoculars and your app, just staring at the stars.
Which is something we love, and obviously, as you just said, you can take your hobbies and your interests with you. There's no reason why you should stop doing them once you're on a boat. But it's also not about just being on the boat, it's what you can do on shore, and that's half of the joy, is the travelling, going on shore, discovering new places, new people.
Yeah, a bit like discovering this wonderful place here on top of the hill.
Yeah.
This is Long Beach. It's a bit cloudy today, so here's a quick clip of it looking sunny.
Meerkat74 on YouTube says, I'm all up for the Patreon thing, but hate to commit to subscriptions. Just want to donate now and then if I like something. Can this be done on the site? Sorry for asking a question I could find the answer to myself. I'm being lazy.
Well, thanks for your laziness. It gives us an opportunity to remind everyone about the Rum Fund, which is slightly different to Patreon, isn't it? So with the idea of Rum Fund, it's a bit like the sort of buy us a coffee concept. You can just contribute or donate whenever you feel like it, just a one-off payment, whenever you like, really.
Yeah. And it's on our website. It's very straightforward, www.followtheboat.com/thanks, and you'll find how to do it right there. But if, of course, you feel that you do fancy joining us on Patreon, you get rewards. You get all kinds of goodies, postcards, T-shirts, calendars. Yes, we are doing the calendar this year.
We are doing the calendar.
We're in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And also, once we reach a certain goal, everyone will be up with the opportunity, a chance to get on board Esper and join us for a week.
we are at the top of the Hippy Bar on Koh Phayam in Buffalo Bay, and this is our favourite place on the whole of the island, and that is because the sun sets through there. And we're up on the 3rd floor of this incredible construction, which is owned by proprietor Jimmy, and he's been building this out of driftwood for the last 10 years. A few years ago he was visited by government inspectors because after the 2004 tsunami they decided to move all buildings away from the sea, and of course half of this building is actually built into the shore where the sea actually comes up. So at spring high water his foundations are covered in salt water. So he was a little bit worried when they came to inspect his construction. They went away, they had a talk about it, and they decided to his relief that he could keep it because it is such an iconic piece of building work and it attracts the tourists. And I have to say, it really is, it's got that wow factor. Whether you come in from sea or whether you're coming around the beach, the first thing that you'll see is the prow of the boat that appears to sort of come out of the sand as if it's a shipwrecked pirate ship. So Jim's been working on this building for the last 10 years, and most of the wood he's just sourced locally, wood that's been swept up off the shore, and then the other pieces that he finds around the island. So let's just go and have a quick look down here and see what he's got up to.